Good morning to you. Thanks so much for being with us here today. Communities at Indian Haven. We talk to communities at Indian Haven at least once a month, and Heather Midock is here today, and you never know who Heather is going to have with her today, so we're going to meet somebody new for us. Our visit is presented by Marcus and Mack, voted the best law firm and the best personal injury lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Heather, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us here today. Who'd you bring with you?
This is David.
Hey, David.
David is our social director. Go ahead, tell him a little bit about yourself.
I'm David. I'm the social services director for communities at Indian Haven. I work with Heather among other people in the community. My main part of my role is to help coordinate with new residents, whether they're short-term or long-term. They could be in for physical therapy, occupational therapy, or they could be coming to stay longer than that. I try and help connect things from their life and try and make their stay a little more comfortable, help them kind of navigate through the process, working with our nursing department, therapy department, dietary, life enrichment. It's a whole lot of things, so I try to pull all those things together in one spot.
You're the settle them in guy, right?
That's it.
You help them to settle into their new surroundings. Boy, that is a broad bit of a category, though, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah. You got to deal with them on an individual basis. And you really have to come to know them.
Yes, absolutely. And get to know them, know their family members. And Heather does a great job whenever she's having people admitted in and they're coming in. She gives us a tremendous amount of information, so we know exactly who to talk to. We come in as a group, we come in as a team, and meet with everybody individually and try and find out where they're at in their whether it's for therapy or whether they're there to stay with us longer term. Find out things that are important to them, things that make their day happy for them, and try and make it feel like more like a home while they're there.
Yeah. It's interesting because you hear, and we've experienced this as well, some people are very resistant to going into a setting where they're in long-term care. Some people can't wait to get into something because they've not been able to connect socially as they did in a previous time in their life. You really got to meet them where they are, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the social aspect is one of the things that often gets overlooked. The clinical care is so very, very vital and important. But that social aspect, people connecting with people, and you see that every day in our community. If you come in early in the morning, you're likely going to see a lot of people having coffee, conversation. You'll find things like residents sharing the perfect 40-year-old recipe with a staff member. Later in the afternoon, music kind of filters down the hallway. We have bands that come in and play. The dining room turns into a dance floor. We're doing things like bowling and outside on the patio. We have cookouts. We have an art teacher who comes in and does a painting class once a month. And family, friends, and other community partners come in and participate with us. And it really is a total community effort and involvement.
Yeah, it's interesting you use that word community. Heather, that really is what it's all about. When people get into a situation that they're unfamiliar with, it's just like somebody that moves to a whole brand new community, isn't it?
It definitely is. When they come into us, obviously they see me first. So I set everything up through the admissions. And from there on out, there's a lot, I guess, other people involved. But David is one of our main contacts. So he does the in-between, and he also does the care plans. He does, when they're ready to discharge, he sets all that up. So it's an A to Z situation.
Yeah. Well, it's a really important thing too to make sure that you're not skipping any steps. You can't let someone sort of shuffle off and be left alone and isolated, because for a lot of them, of course, isolation was one of the reasons that they came to be with you.
Right. We try to get everybody involved. A lot of people do come, and a lot of them want, such as like private rooms. They don't want to be around people, but by the time they get to us, that all changes because we get them involved in activities and so forth, going to the dining hall, eating, and then the next thing you know, they're always coming to our activities and enjoying each other.
Yeah, David, I'm guessing that you got some great stories of people who were in just that situation. I don't want to be here. I don't want people around me. I don't want to be bothered. And then all of a sudden you look and there they are. They're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the what kind of a broad story or a repeated story we see is social isolation is a real challenge out in the community. And what happens, the longer that goes on, it becomes like a muscle type memory. So when they come in for us, whether it's through therapy or to transition to they found a new home at Indian Haven, it's you have to figure out ways to make to forget that muscle memory, and that can be a little difficult at times. So we meet with everybody within the first few days, a broad group across the board. Everybody works together. We talk about things that they like to do prior to they got there. We talk to family members and we try to find out interest. And it can be anything from education to what they did for work, hobbies, children, any of those things. They all matter. And more and more, we're finding so many people know someone else. It really is a small world once you get in there. You know somebody who knows somebody, and just a couple degrees of separation. And we find out we've got a lot of people who've got a lot in common. As much as we're all individuals, we do have a lot of things in common. When we can find those commonalities, pair them together, it really makes that a lot easier.
Yeah, I know of somebody who is in another county in a home similar to Indian Haven where she got into the setting and she had a roommate that came in to live with her, and it turned out that this roommate worked for 50 years with her husband.
Yeah, right.
And they ended up that they knew each other for many, many years, and those stories are probably rare. They're typical.
Yeah, absolutely. It is again, just feels like such a small world. So, and I think that really, Heather brought up a point about our discharge process. So for people who come in for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and that's very important work. And what goes on down there, there's some real big victory stories that happen out of there. But our discharge planning starts on day one. And that might sound like it's counterintuitive, but we're really looking forward to how do we make this transition back to the community whenever it's time. And we're, again, involving family members and looking at a history and talking to the resident about what's important to them, establishing goals, their goals with them, and letting that kind of drive that conversation. Then we work with our community partners in home health and therapy, durable medical equipment, all of those things, transportation, try and make sure that when that time comes, it's a smooth, easy, seamless transition back in that community so they can succeed and be safe.
Yeah, Heather, of course, when you're talking about social awareness and being part of a social group, it isn't just those who are going to be there for the long term. Those who are there for short term, they need that too. It's part of their medical care.
Yes, it's very important. When David gets involved, I mean, nobody wants to go home if they need a wheelchair, we definitely have to set that up. They don't want to go home without their wheelchair. So there's a lot of crossing your T's, dotting your I's. That's very important for not the long term, but also the short term.
Yeah, it's a big part. And it's part of that whole experience that you want people to have at Indian Haven.
And it's a great experience. David's wonderful. Our staff is wonderful. Our rehab is phenomenal. I just ask that if anybody has any questions regarding it, to reach out to me. You can reach out to David, and we will help you. If we don't know the answers, we'll definitely get them and get back to you guys.
Yeah, you've said that before, that it's really important that people who have questions, and people do, that you don't just let it sit there in your mind and wander. You're more than happy to give the answers and to show folks around, too.
Yes. I feel that a lot of people in our community are not aware of what takes place in a nursing home. So they do, and they're scared. So I feel that just call us. I tell everybody when they come see me, don't think there's any stupid question. Call me, ask me. I'll definitely help you.
Yeah. As David, as you, I don't know, how long have you been there?
I've been there a little over a year.
A little over a year. Is the program much different the way that your involvement is than it was when you first got here? Have you added or adapted some things?
So I think that's one of the wonderful things about Indian Haven. They're always looking to improve. So whether it's through licensure and training, professional training, whether we're sharing that learned experience that we all have had. This has been my 16th year in kind of senior operations and community involvement. We're all sharing and collaborating, not just through attending conferences and learning or webinars, but are working with our outside partners, talking with each other. It's a really collaborative effort that works there. And we learn from the residents, too, and their families. I mean, they're
yeah.
great teachers. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that making them a part of that whole planning process probably is really important to them.
Absolutely. It's important to them, and short term or long term, especially in the short term, they really want to know where that's at. And letting them know that getting involved in the community and coming to the social events that occur there, that's not that you should do that while you're there. If you're only going to be there for a few weeks, that's okay. Sitting in your room, it can turn hours into days, and days feel like weeks. And so we try to help smooth that process over. But having them involved early and up front, every step of the way is a benefit for both us and for them.
You know, socialization is such a big part of a person's life, and it doesn't have to be always involved in doing something. Sometimes it can just be sitting around and talking with other people and keeping that communication going. I recall again another of my church members whose husband had passed away, and she said she spent all day at home, nobody around her, and she came into church one day and she said, her voice was all raspy. She says, "I haven't spoken to anybody since I was here at church last Sunday." That's not important. That's not the way that you want life to go.
Right, absolutely. And we have a variety of ways that we work with people. So we have group activities that are large groups where we have 40 or 50 people come to them with family members and friends. We also have smaller groups that are 4 to 5, and we also do individuals in rooms and in different community areas or in the community itself with people. So we can tailor those to whatever that person's preference is. But we know that sitting in a room by yourself, isolated, it's not good physically, it's not good mentally, it's not good really in any measure. So
Yeah. Heather, it seems like guys like David they're more than worth their weight in gold, aren't they?
They are. I mean, working with David we're lucky to have him. Obviously, he does everything from doing all the activities. I mean, he gets involved a lot, which we are grateful for him. So thanks, David.
Absolutely. All right. So, Heather, you said that folks can get in touch with you. They have questions. They want to come and
come
take
see
a
me.
tour
Drop in.
Yeah. Is that all they have to do? They
Drop
don't have to
in.
make
They
a
don't even have to
reservation?
call. I'm
No?
there Monday through Friday, sometimes weekends. Just drop in. If I'm not there, there's all of us will give a tour. We're all able to do that.
She's there except when she's here.
Yep.
All right. Heather, David, thanks so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
It is Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.